what we want to shift into here is moving into talking about like visibility in general. I've been talking for months that I had the revelation. It shouldn't have been new news, but for me, I was hit so strongly over the summer with that visibility is the most important thing for all of us as thought leaders to be focusing on. Visibility for our book covers, visibility in front of new audiences. We've done many, many different initiatives this year. We did a viral visibility accelerator. We did a viral visibility challenge. We have done many different things around visibility. And I want to talk about like what opens up for us when we choose to conjure up the courage, the investment of resources, because usually visibility involves either our time or our money or both, meaning we got to spend the time to pitch the speaking engagements or go give the talk or put out the social media post or film the video, make the book. Visibility is something that we invest in. And I think it's the most important thing because if we're only talking to this many people, we can only have this much impact and make this much income, right? The faucet is so turned so tight that there's a little trickle of what we can create versus we want to open up Niagara Falls over the next year. So visibility, I realized, was the single most important thing in the work I'm doing in order to reach the people I'm here to serve, in order to grow the vision of our mission and work. And I'm guessing that's true for almost every one of us that's in this conversation. So what I wanted to do, we got so many wonderful messages and emails. Last week, 17 of us were in New York City, 17 thought leaders, myself and 16 other of our Thought Leader Academy clients and community were together in New York City, having our books, right? The books that many of which Claudine designed the covers for, up on billboards in Times Square. And I wanted to allow a couple of our thought leaders who got to have this experience and said yes to being visible in that very literal way, like up in lights on a huge billboard, but also the inner visibility, the courage that it took to say, I'm going to put my flag in the ground on that kind of a grand scale. And we just want to have a conversation about what has happened, what has opened up, what even just in the hours and days after saying yes to a big visibility opportunity. I feel like 25, it's sort of a new quarter century, if you kind of look at numbers in that way. And so I think it's really powerful right now to think about what are the visibility experiences that you are calling in for 2025? Is it more speaking? Is it more virtual guest speaking? Is it more social media presence? Like those of you doing the Secret Visibility Project with us that's starting this month, right? Where I'm going to grow a YouTube channel from scratch and show you what works, what doesn't, and what you can do on social media, right? So that's where I'm focusing visibility. So I want everyone to be thinking about what ways are you feeling called, or what would you love to have be the places and the experiences in which you are visible in the coming year. And then I want to talk about what happens when we show up and become more visible. See, I think a lot of us spend a lot of time fearing the negative things that could happen if we're more visible. And if you're on Zoom or on social, if you could put in the comments if that's true for you. Say me, if you feel a reason you haven't been more visible is you have fears about what if someone doesn't like it? What if someone judges? What if someone says something negative? What if someone posts a troll comment? What if I put something out and no one buys it? What if I host an event, no one comes? What if whatever it is, right? So we're getting a lot of us are resonating. And then Jen, you're feeling like your human design type as projector is about shining your light and letting others invite you in. So visibility is enormous for you. And I think that to me, Jen, I would, in our audience, talking about the time and energy to do it all is a fear. I think that's one of the fears, in addition to like something negative could happen, just that I don't have the time or money, right? Those fears. And so what I want us to shift into as powerful leaders is to focus on what could happen in a positive way instead of the fears about time, money, and negative things that could happen, right? Because that's what's getting in our way. And Jen, I'm only saying that because you and I are the same. I resonate completely, and I've had those same ones, and it's what has stopped me from being more visible. So I want to share about those of you that were in, I'll invite some of you to share what it's been like in the hours and couple of days since we were in Times Square together. And we'll post with the show notes some of the amazing, pictures that happened. Some of you saw these on social media. I know Cheryl, I don't think Cheryl is on right now. I think she's coaching right now, but Cheryl Klein just just booked 2 speaking engagements within 24 hours of people just seeing the billboard, and booked 2 new speaking engagements, high profile speaking engagements, from showing up and being visible in that way. I just ordered the book, or I sending it to people with big audiences. So our thought leaders who were there, Jill, if you could just bring up, I know Rosalind's on, Audrey's here, Julie and Pam. I'm just scrolling through Allison, Story. Who else is on here? I might not be able to see everybody, so let Jill know in the chat. Yeah. So let's talk about Julie and Pam. What's happened for you? You're already down in Miami at your next event. Do you want to do a quick share? Like, what was it like, and what happened for you so far since just in the few days?
Well, first of all, it was super exciting. And I think we were both a little overwhelmed when we actually saw the book up on the billboard. That was insane. But our social media has blown up. It's crazy.
Yeah, we just feel so grateful, Sarah. I mean, I think we were like, wow, we're going to be on a billboard, as exciting as it sounded. And then we were just so shocked. And our friends and family and our social accounts, it was lovely. And I think, especially as midlife women, I think I'm receiving a lot of feedback like, wow, like, how do you do that in midlife? How do you, not reinvent, but really move into a whole new phase of life, which is beautiful. And yes, now we are in Miami. Tonight, we are part of an event that's the Miami Menopause Collective. There are it was sold out tonight, 200, tomorrow at lunch, 100, tomorrow night, 200. And then we're co-hosting a private event Wednesday night. So, and that just emerged, and everybody, now that we were on the billboard, it's like, wow. And honestly, tonight there are so many VIPs, and now all these VIPs just followed us on Instagram.
It's crazy.
Like 1.1 million followers, because we're connected with all these women now in the midlife movement. So we're meeting the producer, and we've been in conversation with the producer of The M Factor, which is an incredible documentary, which is what which we're helping to host tonight. So,
and then we're hosting our own 2 showings in December, and we're going to host a couple more showings in January. So
it's a road show. New York City, this is your tour. And so a lot of you that want to do book tours or documentary tours, like what Julie and Pam are doing, their book is part of the greater movement with the M Factor and the documentary and hosting and seeing this. I know everyone's like, where are these events happening? So we're going to post in the show notes. That's why we want to do this. So we can post, links to everybody. You can see what everyone's doing. And congratulations to you both. And, I'm so grateful you spoke into, there's this idea that as women age, we're supposed to be less visible. And I'm not allowed to swear because we're simulcasting in a lot of different platforms right now, but I think everyone knows what I'm going to say to that. That's going to get it big. Oh no, we get to be more visible, more powerful as we age, as human beings, not just, so thank you for being leaders in this. Thank you for breaking the cycle of invisibility of women in life and beyond. That is, and giving people this chance and you stepping up, because it's easy to just say, oh, I won't take up space. I'm not going to put myself on a billboard, like there's all that mind trash as
for sure
called. The only way to overcome those cultural messages that are complete BS and do not serve our society at all is to do the opposite. And you put yourself up on the billboard. So congratulations.
And we owe you a debt of gratitude for showing us a vision and holding the space for us. Truly.
Yes. There's no way we would have done this without you. So it's extraordinary. And you have been the wind under our wings. And you are part of this, midlife movement too. So we're all in it together. More visibility. So thank you.
We're going to keep going. We're going 100xing our visibility. I know you all are. You're both are in that with me. So congratulations. Amazing. So Rosalind, what was it like for you? We'll just do kind of a popcorn rapid fire. Rosalind, what was it like for you to be there?
For me, I would like to speak to the personal. I did not realize this until afterwards, that it healed a trauma of little girls running away from me, and the experience of being a tribe, and everybody screamed with excitement. And it was so healing to know how we belong, not just in visibility outside, but to a group. And your group, TLA, makes it so that we become a tribe. And I felt it that day just as firmly as I did years ago when little girls ran away from me and I didn't know they were running away from me. I ran after them until it happened. I didn't even know I needed healing from that. But definitely in your 70s, people expect you to be on a rocking chair and stop, retire, whatever that means. And I'm just getting started, and who knows what will happen. But it feels so wonderful to be endorsed on social media. But really, particularly, it was you, Sarah, and the group that is your ecosystem that is phenomenal. And then everybody's part of it. You're favored and you're not. And it's an experience for everybody. I wish for everybody to be so included. And it makes it easier to be visible when you have that community.
Yes, Rosalind, thank you. And I'm so grateful for your inner child. When I did the billboard the first time 2 years ago with one of my books, I sobbed and I didn't realize, I was like, why am I crying? And it had nothing to do with the book or being up. It was because my inner child had been so shamed for enthusiasm and passion and taking up space, and no one wants to hear from you and you're too much. And it was like this healing moment of her just like, you get to be big, you get to take up, and that allows everyone to do the same. Right. So thank you, Rosalind. Thank you. And we've got so much love in the chat. Some people are coming. Audrey, what was it like for you and what's happened since?
I posted something on Facebook and I got more comments, and being there, I said to you, like, oh my gosh, before the day of or the day before, I kind of realized I'm like, so many people in this world, like, never even write a book. And like, I've written a book, and then like, even less people have it like up on a freaking billboard. And I remember, of course it was a photo shoot. I'm like, I need to look at it for a minute because we turned around, right? And I looked at it and I just got very, very emotional. It was a proud moment. It was inspiring. It was exciting, but it was also a little bit scary, right? And then what happened after, I didn't expect either, is like working with you on a couple different occasions. First time, my first event with you, going to Italy with you, and now with this, it's just like internally I felt an up level, and it's hard to explain. It was just like a feeling of, okay, this is your next level. This is your next step. A transformation inside happened on that day that I didn't expect. And it was just so amazing.
And we don't even know, again, the ripple. Some things like Julie, Pam, and Cheryl, had some very instant, but remembering that the ripple effects of being visible and and showing people what's possible, right? None of us are doing this just for ourselves. We talk about Diana Nyad, who I talk about all the time, and she made the swim from Cuba to Florida for herself, yes, but that's so everyone else, we all needed her to swim from Cuba to Florida. So the people following you and Julie and Pam and Rosalind and everyone who's out, we need to see someone who maybe looks like us or has a background from us, or who has gone through a challenge that we've gone through, or is at an age that we are, do something bold, do something that breaks those cycles of silencing and oppressing and playing small. And so thank you for doing it. Thank you for being one of the,
Thank you for organizing it. I've done so many things in the last year after being in your world that I never would have done. And this is one of them. So like, I owe so much to you, and you were just a blessing in my life, Sarah.
Well, I'm excited. And this gets to be out there attracting people to your event coming up in the spring, Audrey. So it's only just beginning. Congratulations. Amazing. Allison, how about you? What was it like for you? Any takeaways?
Well, it was a mixture of things. I don't know if you're aware of this, but I first started talking about this book with you in 2019, before the pandemic, when you were a much smaller business. And then we didn't really start working together for a couple of years because of, various things. So it was the culmination of that journey. And even though the book is not out yet, it felt in some sense like a delivery, like a real sort of tangible marking of a real arc of time that incorporates a lot of different things in that period of time. And it felt like a birthing to the next life cycle of this book. You know, it really did. And on top of it, I so identify with this being bullied as a kid, because one of the people that's been nosing around on Facebook and has looked at this is my boarding school bully.
Oh,
Name keeps popping up. She doesn't know that I know she's looking, but I thought, God, isn't that so funny? You know, the full circle of so many years later. And then just the sheer joy of meeting people in real space and time and running around New York with Julie. All the loveliness that is a side note of the billboard. So I thank you very much for picking up the phone several times to me in your car, picking up your son in 2019.
I remember it, Allison. And
Yeah.
and if you haven't seen Allison's book cover again, we're going to post we'll post a photo gallery so you can see all these beautiful thought leaders, their books and their billboards and what that was like. And Allison, the book cover you went with has your photo.
It does. I actually just reached out to Claudine. I just emailed Claudine.
Yes, while you're live on the Claudine, we need to
Yeah, and I was like, I'm going to email her right now.
Yes. And so, Allison, that again, back to Rosalind and I speaking about this experience we had of sort of the full circle and the inner child. And when I was stood next to you in New York a few days ago, what really a moment of many that struck me was when you said, well, now I know that picture has to be there, right? It was visibility doesn't have to happen only after the book is out, right? Some of our authors were there seeding the books so that you're creating desire and awareness in the marketplace, getting attention for the book as the book is going into completion and production and publishing. And some of us had books, like I did a book that was already out, which is great. And it can work both ways. Visibility, sort of like people used to say, there's no bad PR. And there really almost isn't even any bad visibility. And the reason I say that, Allison, is what you're modeling for me is that even if it's before the book is out, it's creating awareness. Even if it's someone says something negative, it's getting people to pay attention, because you can also tell when someone's a troll and someone's a hater or someone's a bully, and it'll make people gravitate and stand behind a leader sometimes, even more so. So thank you, Allison. Congratulations.
Thank you,
So
Sarah.
happy for you.
Thank you.
If anybody else is on that I didn't see that was with us, I know Lori might be popping on in a moment, but I want to have a vision moment. Okay. Between now and the end of the year and even into January, we're going to be talking the vision. We're going to get out of the fear, out of the small thinking, out of the doing, and we're rising into vision. What is the universe calling forth? What's the big magic that is tapping you, that wants to come through you in 2025? And in what ways will you make that visible? That is the big question that I'm on the journey with you all on, that we're going to continue to explore from many different angles. And if you have not already signed up to join us in the Secret Visibility Project, please make sure you do that right now. We are going to have a very special training on that next week on Monday, the 25th, before American Thanksgiving. And we are going to, if you want to be visible in any way next year in 2020, social media platform, what you will learn in this experience over 90 days to come behind very vulnerably and transparently. I am going to show you everything that I'm doing and show you what fails and what works and what I'm going to playbook it for you. And let's get you visible in the coming year. So if you are not already signed up for that, make sure you do that now so that you can join us and have this 90-day accelerator, right? It's a version of a visibility accelerator in a very special way. We must be more visible next year, because otherwise the people you're here to serve are going to be the people who are. It is going to come down to your willingness and you don't have to figure out how. That's what I'm here for. The team, we're going to learn together and experiment together. You don't need to know how, but we do. I rarely use the word need, but I do believe we need to give ourselves to lock arms, like Rosalind said, and be a community and rise the visible, because people will invest with the 3 people they've seen most recently. That's just, it's been studied. There's research, the 3 people. Any of you that are doing the project, we're adding just a bonus on Monday, the 25th, for everyone either interested in or doing the Secret Visibility Project. I want to set some homework. I want to get us in momentum to really rock into December really powerfully. So yes, that's just an extra piece, because I got some downloads in New York when we were there about some other pieces that are going to be really important to set this journey up for success. So I'm really excited to take this experience with all of you. And in the future, this is going to be a $3,500 course. You can do it for a fraction of that as part of our Thanksgiving gratitude experience, and just use the link there. And you can message the team to get the secret code. Okay. So visibility, it matters. whether it's your book cover or your book cover up on a billboard, or you being visible in your community, you being visible in the social media platform of your choice. People are looking for help right now. They are looking for inspiration. They are looking for guidance. They are looking for solutions. They're looking for someone who's going to stand with them and not race to the bottom and be in fear with them, but is instead going to conjure up the power and the vision and the faith that no matter what is going on externally, that we can create the world that we want. So I'm sending you all love. Let's have a powerful week. Let's rise the visibility. Make sure you sign up for the Secret Visibility Project so we can go much deeper into this and really make it real. And I'm so excited for all of you who were up on the billboards and what's going to continue to open up for you. And as we had, who's going to go up on a billboard next? Is that part of your 2025 vision? Claim it for yourself. If that calls to you, it's not about the billboard and look at us. It is about showing up and breaking those false messages and those limiting ideas and standing to be the leader people need. You've got this. All right, everyone. We'll see you next.